for those not close to the world of fairies and mythic creatures, what is it about this world and those creatures that has intrigued you so much through the years?
That it's hidden. It's weirdly, I like a challenge, and it just intrigued me. How do you paint something that you can't see, or people don't believe in it, or how do you make that feel real? And there was a book I did called "The Wind Between the Stars" by Margaret Mahy, and it was a wonderful children's book, very poignant. But what intrigued me is the wind between the stars, and I had to paint the wind. And in the wind was all these ideas, and I thought that's what I'm really interested in, is painting something that's in between things. So if I was illustrating a book, I tried to illustrate the spaces between the words, to add something, to explore things that were normally hidden. And so that's why I really got intrigued and pursued the unpursuable, I suppose. When I started off going to art school, and I thought I wanted to be a painter.
Yeah.
And I just found it a bit irritating, really. I mean, that people were painting which I thought, rubbish paintings. But if they could give it a good explanation, it was called good art, and I thought this is patently not so. I just felt that a picture should tell a story somehow. And so I decided I'd try and move into graphic design. Mm-hmm. So as I was waiting for my interview for the graphic design course, I came across a book about Arthur Rackham. And as a child, I'd never seen his books of fairy tales. But when I opened it up, it was just the shock of recognition, I think. It was especially the paintings and drawings of trees, and all the trees had faces in it. And it just reminded me as a child, I was always climbing trees, always in the woods, exploring secret places. And I thought, that's how I feel about nature. And then I really got interested in fairy tales because of Arthur Rackham, and then as I was doing that, I became more and more interested in the reality behind fairy tales and started to try and paint real fairies.
Have you seen a fairy?
Oh yes, absolutely they exist. I remember us doing a talk years ago in Denver. I'd been to Boulder, come to Denver, and I told a story about some fairies I'd seen on the way. But one of the questions I asked was to the audience. I say, about believing in fairies, and all I say is, just for one, if you don't believe in fairies, it doesn't matter. But just for one moment, right now, just pretend that you believe. And when you do that, everybody just feels better.
Yeah.
That's all you need. If you feel better.
So switch off the news and think of fairies.